Welcome back to Killer Fun, where we explore the intersection of crime and entertainment every other week. This is Christy, and today I have the bonus episode for Following a Cult Leader for Murder and Mayhem, our episode all about the series The Following, starring Kevin Bacon. We have a big bonus episode for you. I know these are usually under about 10 minutes, but we have a little bit more than that for you today because we talked a long time and we had a lot of fun, and just some of that fun couldn't quite make it into the episode. So we talk about the Twilight books and movies and vampires. Of course, there's some forgetfulness and flubs. I make an incorrect assessment about a character's motivations, and we decided to pull that out for this bonus episode. We talk about how to remove the bitterness from coffee, what it means to be a coffee fanatic, and how that relates to beer, salt, and vinegar, because they just go together. Was Woody Harrelson's dad hot? Where have we heard the name Cavendish before? And how accurate is the portrayal of the church in entertainment these days? We talk about all that, and it's super fun and totally worth a listen. So enjoy. Then we have Maggie Grace plays Sarah Fuller, and she's another Californication alum, because I was like, where have I seen her? And she was also in the last two Twilight movies, which I've also seen. I've read all those books and watched all those movies, and sometimes I feel a little bad about it, but then other times I'm like, you know what? I'm allowed to have a little bit of escapist fiction.
I mean, right? I kind of love Twilight.
I mean, so I read the second book first. Because the library didn't have the first book. So I was like, it's a serialized book series for teenagers. I can catch up. And I was so glad that I read the second one first, because then I read the first one and I'm like, I get it. He's gorgeous. You love him. I swear that book would be about a third the length if you took out all of her mooning over him.
That's funny. I think I read parts of each book for various reasons. Yeah. But I did actually like the series. And you're right, it is a bit of an escapism. But I tried to get my husband to watch it, and he can't. He just can't. And he said it was about the fact that he couldn't stand the sparkly vampires, that they sparkle. They're so beautiful. It was really just awful. And I was like, okay, well, let's watch a real vampire movie. So I put on Interview with a Vampire, and he hated it too. And I was like, so you just don't like vampires? Like, that's fine. Just go on your way. You don't have to like vampires.
You cannot like vampires, but you can't get mad that somebody decided to dip the vampires in glitter for teenagers. It's fine.
Right? Thank you.
Forgot the word forensic there for a minute.
It's not a word we use often.
Exactly. So,
and rightfully so.
Because then we see Deborah Parker, the leader of this FBI investigation, taking Carol a copy of Poe's work in prison because she's evidently in the cult. And I'm like, trust no one.
Trust no one.
The episode ends with a person in a Poe mask lighting a man on fire as he buys a hot dog from a street vendor. Are you not sure that that's how it ends?
No, it's the other thing about the FBI taking him the book. The investigation leader. She takes him the book. Yeah.
And it's Poe's Complete Works.
Yeah, but she was trying to wait, which one, which now I'm getting confused between the three of them. Because there was the initial person, then there's the person who comes in after her, and that's like the cult leader one. Like the one who's the cult expert.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the one we're talking about.
Yeah,
right?
But that's Deborah Parker. That's the woman.
That's what I thought. So I didn't think that she was doing it because she's part of it. She was starting bribe, tit for tat.
Oh.
Because he had asked for a book, and so she brings it to him. Because she says, it's time for me to meet him anyways. And so then she brings him the book. And then that way she starts the rapport, trying to talk to him about what happens. And so I didn't see it as something about...
Oh. Is she not a part of it then? Oh, okay. I totally thought she was. I totally thought the only reason that
the whole series, like,
well, that's okay. Yeah. But I mean, so I misunderstood that.
Yeah, because she tells him. So they're standing around talking about it, and Ryan's like, "Let me go talk to Carol again about this, whatever." And she goes, "No, let me talk to Carol. It's about time I meet him, anyways." And then she kind of brings the book to him and sits down and then meets him and gives him the book, and so she kind of starts that rapport.
Oh, see, I thought the only reason why she would take him that particular book would be because she was a part of it.
Well, because she's a cult expert.
Right.
So I think her game plan was give him his own scriptures. Let's see what he feeds us.
Oh, okay.
You know. So
okay. Well, that I misunderstood that because I didn't go on to watch the next episode yet.
Yeah, but I don't think I thought that at the time either. So I didn't really catch that. Like as far as being like a maybe.
I totally thought. I'm like, she's
because everybody's watching on the camera.
Well. Yeah.
Like she's like, I'm going to go interview him. And then it's like very, very official.
But he's like in his cell and she hands it through the door. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I interpreted that differently.
Maybe I'm supposed to interpret it that way. I just didn't think so.
Or maybe I'm thinking too hard about it. That's entirely possible.
Well, you know what? Trust no one, right? Like
that's kind of where I was at with it.
Like I'm just wondering if I missed I missed a thing. Like I missed like a
twice
something that they were supposed to say.
If you missed it twice,
yeah, I missed it twice.
Then they didn't do it well enough.
Well, maybe so. I don't know. Anyway,
I'm gonna blame them, not you.
All right. Well, you can cut all that out, but
whatever.
So okay, wait. So how does the episode end?
It ends with called "Why the Following Must Be the Just No."
To me, I see there's definitely okay. Let me back that up.
I actually told a friend of mine that the other day. We went to Bakery Lorraine.
Oh, yeah.
And the coffee was kind of bitter. Mm-hmm. She was like, the coffee's bitter. And I'm like, put a little salt in it. She was like, is that why you put salt in it earlier? I'm like, yeah. She was like, seriously? I'm like, try it. She was like, that's amazing.
I know. Like this, I put a little extra more even the time before it was better.
Yeah, I bet so. Sorry. I promise I'll make better coffee next time.
Totally fine. Totally cool.
I hate it when I serve you, of all people, the coffee.
That's the thing about me. I'm like a legit coffee fanatic, so I will just drink it.
You'll just drink whatever.
Sludge, church, it don't matter. That's why all these people, I'm like, you're not a coffee fanatic. You're a coffee like...
connoisseur.
Or a frou-frou. I don't know. Like, you don't drink coffee. Like, if you're a coffee person, you just drink coffee.
I mean, I'll drink whatever, but I prefer the good stuff.
Well, of course. But...
yeah.
I will just drink it.
Okay.
I really will.
Well, good. Well, help yourself, because the rest of that's probably going down the drain.
Yeah, and so when I get it there, though...
Oh, yeah, not so good.
It's not so great. So...
I think they, over-brew it or something.
Well, they just do a pour-over. It feels very thin to me and bitter. It's like the strength comes from the... pungent. It's like drinking IPA. People who like IPA beers must like that kind of coffee. It's the opposite for me. I like a stout, I like porters, I like deep, flavorful, whatever. You can have heavy hops in it, but it's got to have body. And I'm the same way with coffee. So I think that's just the difference. But so at home, though, I'll throw some salt in the bottom of the pot. And then it'll just brew into it.
And then it's just
the whole pot.
Then the whole pot's good.
Ken's just like,
so
the coffee's so good today.
Yeah, you're like, that's because I put salt in it.
I would die if you do that.
Really?
He
didn't understand.
He didn't like salt in things. On things, he thinks.
Let's be...
I need salt in my life.
Okay, because if food is flavored correctly, you shouldn't have to really add salt to it.
No, you shouldn't have to. I prefer it.
Yeah.
I have a like of it.
You like, yeah.
Like I like salt and vinegar potato chips. Like I like salt.
Yeah.
But
I like vinegar.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. When I was a kid, I can remember we were coloring Easter eggs. You know, you use the vinegar and the dye or whatever to make it in more intense or whatever. I don't know. That's what the instructions called for. And my mom spilled some on the counter, and we were out of paper towels. And so she had to go out into the garage to grab a new roll of paper towel. And she came back in, and
ew.
Finger in it, licking it. Oh, man. She was like, what are you doing? I'm like, it smelled so good.
It's so yummy.
So I'm like, I really like vinegar.
Vinegar is delicious.
I love vinegar.
I love it. I love salt and vinegar together. Like
a nice
carnival French fries. Always had the malt vinegar on them.
Oh, yes, the malt vinegar. Oh, my gosh.
Yes,
we would go to,
amazing.
What's it called? That fish place. It's fast food. Long John Silver's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Like, if it's not drenched in malt vinegar, then it's not worth eating.
It's just amazing. I like it. Yes.
Totally subjective. Ted Bundy is not hot.
No. He's not hot like Zac Efron is hot.
No, he's not. He's not.
I'm so glad Zac Efron's not a serial killer.
Me too. You know who else I'm glad's not a serial killer?
Who?
The guy we talked about in Seven Psychopaths. What's his name? Woody Harrelson. Also glad Woody Harrelson's not a serial killer, because I could have totally seen that coming.
I could have, but I wonder if his dad was hot.
You're so weird. All right. So, Cavendish, that was the name of the evil guy in Murder Mystery.
Oh, yeah. Cavendish. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just made that connection.
It's familiar.
Fun. And they have an FBI workshop. I think they started offering it in 2017. Mm-hmm. And, oh, no, that's not right.
I feel like maybe like churches should do that too. Because I'm really tired of like churches being portrayed in movies and TVs, in movies and TV shows with this like, I don't know, robes and choir. And I don't know, like, it's not like a lot of churches aren't in older buildings still, but like every time they show it and they're all like singing very, very particular. And I don't know, I'm just kind of like, well, why not walk into a local church and write about it correctly?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there's plenty of things that you can write about that are, not perfect in the church, but that if you're going to write about what a service is like,
why don't you have any clue what it might be like?
Yeah, because there are very few churches where you have like
that kind of thing going on.
I mean, they're still around.
There's still
plenty of them, but they're not the majority anymore. Not even in very like traditional Catholic churches and things. Like only the priests and altar boys, or like even the choir at my mom's church they don't have robes. And
no,
I mean,
very few TV shows actually.
Even a lot of choirs anymore.
Not a lot. No, not a lot at all.
There's some, but not a lot.
But like every time you see this portrayal, they walk into a church and I'm like, it just looks, I don't know. I'm just tired of it. It
looks like 1950s, 1960s churches. It's very rare that you end up with the churches, which are much more common now, where they're more industrial in their look, and they don't have stained glass, and they're...
Or like they walk into a church and I'm always looking at the stage and it's always empty. It's always clear or has chairs on it. And I'm like, got it wrong.
Yeah, that's a dying church.
That's a dying church.
Because
there's not a freaking guitar stand, some like DMX lighting. Like if there's not all of that stuff, like you are not being accurate right now. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of funny. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us. For those few things that didn't make it into the episode, we sure had a good time making it, and we hope that you enjoyed listening to it. Join us next week when we talk about your hometown crime and ours. It is truly true crime fun, if you can call it that. Is it fun? We think it's fun. It's fun to talk about. It's informative to learn about, and totally worth a listen. So we hope that you'll join us. We'll be back at you real soon.
Forge Audio.
Dream it.
Build it.
Share it.